digital hack number 3.
Three.
Okay, so what we want to talk about is now that we've covered outsourcing and productivity, the next component we want to talk about is managing your projects. So, for example, I'm a web builder, you're an SEO specialist, and so once you start to get clients and you know, or if you're a product-based business, same applies. It's important to manage your projects efficiently. So,
I guess because you've started your business now, things are happening, and your Word doc probably isn't cutting it anymore. We reached that point where we had the list, and then it was like putting your initials next to different tasks, no longer cutting it.
Then we moved on to Google Docs, which is good. So Google Docs works similar to Word and Excel, but it's in Google.
And it's shared. So like if I was to write, because a lot of people actually aren't aware of Google Docs. So just to quickly cover that off, if Hayley made a change in there, it would be reflected on my doc. So
it's a live version.
Yeah, it's a live version. So rather than redoing things, again, like another good thing for productivity, it would all be live.
Yeah, love it. So I soon cottoned on to Asana. So Asana is a free project management tool. You can purchase a premium version, but for our level, for a small business, you can use the free version, which is fantastic. And you basically upload a project and you invite your team. So, for example, I might get a new website client, and so I would load a new project in. I'd invite my team members, perhaps my admin assistant who's helping me coordinate the tasks, the designer, and you can set handy little due dates and a history of comments. Are loaded into each project. So, and it's all, you feel like that all your work is in one place, assigned to each individual segments. So
you can log in at any point to kind of see, the progress, but also if something's assigned to you, you can actually set email alerts. So you'll get an email. So you don't even actually have to log into Asana. You can if you ever want to check things out, but you can just literally rely on the email alerts to know that there's an action item for you or something has been uploaded, ready to be checked. It's just such a simple way of doing things.
I love it. And you can just reply to the email and all the history is loaded into Asana. And if you ever need to go back and get clarification on pieces of the project you were discussing with your freelancer or business partner or client, so you can easily do that and it's all in one tidy place, and then you just archive it once you're finished. So
and like all of these kind of workflow softwares, you can have different boards or different, so you can have just something purely dedicated to graphic design and just invite, so you can actually segment your workflow as well. So because not everybody wants to be involved in everything, that's so noisy. If you're like, oh gosh, like that, I just really didn't need that extra detail in my life. Like whatever you are doing with accounting, Hayley, like I actually don't need to know. Like just invite me to the relevant boards. So it means that, it cuts down the noise. If I was in a group email, for example, and I'd be getting everything, I can, it's hard to really get off the group email, but in terms of a board, it's just, I can choose not to be involved in that particular project or board. So only hear the things that are relevant to me.
Yes, it's fine-tuning the process. I have the Asana app, and I encourage my team to download the app as well, and you can update it on the fly. So I've got a little 1-year-old. I might be pushing into the park and on my phone.
Just watch out for other pedestrians. Only use the app while sitting down. And we have to do like a little message about encouraging safe use of apps and iPhones because we're not very good at that.
No, that's a whole nother segment really. But so I love it. You're a Trello fan?
Yeah, so I mean, for my type of tasks, I'm collaborating a bit less than Hayley. So for me, Trello works well for me. I love Asana as well, and especially Asana, I think, has come a long way in the last few months. A lot of these softwares, I think, started out super complex and sophisticated and realized that actually users just want something really agile that they can use on the fly. And so, something like Trello is more kind of list-based, so you can just actually put, your tasks in for the day, and you can still assign people. It's less heavy duty. There's less like assigning things back and forth. So there's a whole bunch of these tools out there. Something, I guess, more, that I know that developers love to use, and I have used, kind of in past projects, is Jira. And that's good because you can actually allocate statuses to the work. So, for example, if a developer adds something into Jira, they can assign it at a different status, so it's ready for code review. And so the workflow can actually have different statuses attached to it and actually go through a workflow process. Personally, for us in our business, I find Jira to be a little bit too heavy duty. And it takes me a lot longer to log in there and work out what's going on. You obviously don't want your workflow system to work management system to cause you even more pain or take up more of your time. So I think it's about trialing again the different ones and working out the best one for you.
And because I work predominantly in web design and graphic design, I need it broken down, something like Asana, because you can break it down
to
task-based. And, once they're completed, you mark them off as complete. Or if, for example, one of my team members hasn't, done a task correctly, I can reverse it. Little things like that. You can upload files. You can have a description of the project, so feels like everyone's on the same page. And then for general chit-chat,
and there's no excuses then for them not to be on the same page, because you can refer back
it's all
to
there.
It's all there. It's all there.
And so we also use a communication platform called Slack, and that helps for me personally define my web bills broken down and conversations that relate to, instead of just having one chat feature such as, say, Skype, where it could be streams of all different conversations to the same people, and it's just a clutter of mess, really. So,
even when you turn your notifications off, you know that they're there.
Notifications are a funny thing. I at one point I got a bit overwhelmed with all the notifications between general Facebook notifications, Instagram, Asana, Slack, Skype. I just felt so cluttered. So I turned off most of my notifications, all except the important ones like Asana and Slack, and just kept it to even Facebook, I just kept everything to a bare minimum, and it helped with my workflow.
And I think, to cut the clutter, obviously, you first need to work out kind of the pain points of your business and experiment with different tools before you settle on, the one that's for you. For me and for us, I think something like Slack is great because you just say it once. There's nothing more annoying than having to open up separate chat windows and pick the platform that consultant or that freelancer works with, and having to say things multiple times. So the more that you can get all of your freelancers and everyone working on the project, on the same work management software, the better that you will be with the project and making sure that, everything is kind of ticked off, nothing's missed, and it's being done as efficiently as possible.
So I even wrote a process guide for our business of how to use Asana. Now, Asana, I don't really have to educate our clients because it is that user-friendly, but for internal processes, what happens when we get a new website, we have a setup project, we have an active project, and then an archive. So it's creating basically a system within a system and I found that has worked so well. So having systems and processes within your business has worked wonders.
I think one last one which is important to note, because I know a lot of people are fans of this, is Basecamp. Basecamp, is really great, and we've certainly trialed that. It's a little bit more expensive though for businesses starting out. So, until you get to that next level of business, you might not need that. I hear that it's great because you can actually collaborate with clients directly into Basecamp, so you can send them preview links and they can contribute with kind of without messing around with your workflow or seeing kind of sensitive information. So that's another really good one that may work for your business. So I would recommend kind of getting out there and taking our recommendations and having a play around to see which ones work for you.
Yeah, for sure. There'll be one that you just resonate with. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's basically it. So once you have all engines, systems firing, and you're having all of this noise, the best thing to do is to streamline those processes. The best way, workflow management and software.
100%.
So, that's tip 3. See you guys.
Bye.